Welcome back, everybody, to Gutsy Presenter. And this is another episode where we have our Gutsy Guinea Pig. Today, it's Ashley Faus. Welcome, Ashley.
Hello, good to be here.
Hi, Ashley.
And hi, Jen, how are you?
Hi, Scott. I'm very well. Very smiley today.
Oh, good. You're smiley. I love it. We are going to beat up on Ashley big time.
Big time.
Power pose for this.
I can say that because I know Ashley really well. Ashley, you and I worked together at Duarte many years ago, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's been a couple years now.
It's been a couple years now.
Indeed.
But it was just a wonderful time for me in my development and presentation design and all that stuff. And I suppose it was probably a great time for you and your marketing education, right?
Yeah, I learned a lot of things. I got to wear all the hats. So it was super fun.
Okay, for the audience, how would you describe your expertise? What do you do?
I am a marketer, writer, and speaker by day, and a singer, actor, and fitness fiend by night. So what that means is I currently work in content strategy and distribution for Atlassian in my day job. And then actually now I am in rehearsals for my first show in over 2 years, given that COVID kind of wiped out all the theater. So yeah, I get to do all the things I love in one day, which is super fun.
Oh, that's awesome. You know what, Jen, we talk about elevator pitches. That was rocking.
It was very succinct.
Yeah.
Always
love that.
I put it on Twitter. I put it on LinkedIn. It's like what I say about myself when I'm presenting. So yes, I spent a lot of time figuring out, okay, what are those 6 words going to be? Because
it's your mental model.
Indeed.
It's great.
Oh, it's so awesome. I feel like we should episode done.
Done.
Like,
finished.
do we really need to coach?
Hi, Ashley.
We're not going to let her off.
You've worked with me before. You've given me some good tips in the past. So I will be interested to see if you're like, oh, none of it stuck. She's okay. Starting back from square one.
Yes.
So I doubt it.
All right. Well, let's see how you progressed. Ashley, I'm going to ask you a question and then have you simply talk for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And after that, we'll coach you a little bit. We'll see if you've made progress since our previous coaching session. So here we go. Are you ready?
What you got?
I would love for you to share what it is you love about acting.
What I love about acting. So there's a couple things. First, I love the exchange between the actors and the audience. So you get to stand on stage, you get to tell these stories, you get to step into this other world, and then the audience hears that and gives you that feedback. So rehearsals are fine, but it's really that engagement with the audience that I love. Second thing is that you get to tell all of these different stories. So especially if you're an ensemble member, which I tend to be in the ensemble a lot, I get this chance to become a different person every scene. So I get to change the costume. I get to change what I wear, what I say, what I do, how I speak. So that's another thing. And then I think the third thing, which is this isn't actually what you asked, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it in. I love singing. So there's this moment when you're doing part singing where it locks in. The harmony just locks in and you can literally feel it in your voice. And so when you're standing there, you're on stage, and sometimes it's great if it's a cappella and it's dark. And so you just close your eyes, you listen to everybody, and it just locks in. Yeah. Like there's no other feeling like that in the world. So those are my 3 things about acting and singing that I snuck in there for you.
There you go. That was really awesome. I applaud you on that.
Absolutely, Ashley. No passion though. I felt zero passion from her.
I know it's hard. The energy is a struggle for me. It's a struggle.
Well, okay. Look, divulge for everybody. What is it that we focused on when I coached you? I don't know, like a year ago. I don't know when we talked, but maybe it was a year ago. What did I coach you about?
My rate of speaking. I speak too fast.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I also don't do very well to speak through the phrase. So sometimes I run out of breath because I get so excited that I speak too fast. And then I'm not quite sure where I'm going. So then I don't take a big enough breath to support.
Ashley, are you able to notice when your speaking pace is quick?
I do. And so it's funny, obviously now I'm in a coaching session with y'all. So I'm like, there was at least one vocal filler that I felt when I did it. And then one time where I realized that I wasn't doing a proper sentence structure. And then another time when I realized I got too fast. So I mean, I could go back and tell you what it is.
That's excellent, Ashley, that you're so
better.
You have that self-awareness, because that truly is the first step in elevating your speaking skills, is you're able to notice it when it's happening. That's great.
Well, and I've seen there was an improvement. There were times, I think, when you were talking just now where your rate was a bit fast. But what I was seeing was a more conscious use of, you hit the period, you let it sink in, let us process. So if we compare this to where you were when I first coached you, you've made a big leap. And that's beautiful. And I think it goes beyond your rate of speaking. You just seem more intentional than you used to be.
Well, and something else is happening when Ashley is speaking, because she does emit this joy and passion at the same time. The speaking pace isn't as distracting. Meaning, if you had no energy and also speaking quickly, it would impact the distraction would be more impactful. Here's what I also noticed. Ashley, when your speaking pace was quick, your gestures were also really quick. You'll be able to see that in this video, because I believe that they tie together. When we slow our gestures down and they're more intentional, it can help with the speaking pace also. Yeah.
I think one thing that's interesting, the switch to virtual. And so the sense that I can only do, even right here, my fingers, I can start to see them are blurring with the background. So I'm like, okay, I have to keep them in front of me. So it's like the only way to be intense about it or energetic about it is to be frantic about it.
That brings up a really interesting tension in speaking, and that I find when I'm coaching people to increase their expressive level, not their rate, but the expressive level, which you could also sort of call an energy output, it's harder to maintain control.
Right.
In other words, they use a few more fillers. The sentences start to run together. That's an interesting part of the skill of speaking. It's almost like the skill of downhill skiing. It's easy to maintain control on a bunny slope, but when you're on a steep expert slope, your skis want to go fast, and it gets that much harder to maintain control. I think speaking's a little bit the same, and I think that's what you're alluding to. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that energy. What I think what we haven't called out, we called it out, but I want to call it out very explicitly, is you come across as passionate because you exude all these things that signal authenticity. Your face, your voice, your hands, they all lock in together in perfect harmony with the words you're saying. And you come across as, boy, she's sincere about what she's saying. She's passionate, and add the energy level. And it is hard not to listen to you. And that's a good thing.
Scott, you nailed the word. It's authentic.
Yeah.
Ashley, that's how I would definitely describe how you come across.
Yeah.
Very authentic.
Huge strength.
Thank you.
So let's I want to give you a chance to plug something, to share something, promote something that you're working on. What would you like to plug?
Sure. So I think two things. Now I have to feel very intentional about how I speak. Now that we've talked, I'm like, I need to say it clearly and with structure. So I think two things. I share a lot about content strategy, thought leadership, and marketing topics on LinkedIn. So I would love to continue this conversation on LinkedIn. And then two, in my work at Atlassian, I talk a lot about these kinds of things as well. So if you're looking for some great marketing, take a look at Atlassian products, take a look at our content, and see what you can learn from us on the kind of marketing side of the house as well.
Yeah.
Ashley, will you spell Atlassian for our audience?
Sure. It's ATLASSIAN.
Glad I asked.
Yeah. There you
To
go.
think through. Again, the hardest question of all of this is you've asked me to spell like just in the open. I didn't agree to that.
Yeah. I have to underscore, you are such a marketing guru when it comes to content. You're amazing. And add your passion and sincerity and the way you deliver. You're just a phenom. I so appreciate you coming on and giving us your time.
Yeah, this was
A
fun.
joy.
Gets me in the right mindset for the next speaking gig.
Good. Well, you're wonderful. So keep it up. And we're going to try and keep it up. Jen, what are we talking about next week?
I knew you were going to ask, and I'm so
But-
happy that
wait a
you did.
second. I know what it is. It's not because I don't know.
Ashley, he always forgets. I love
No,
it. This is what I'm here for. Next week is slide bursts.
There you go.
I will be sure to tune in.
You
Just to
should.
see
You.
if
We're going to be
Scott
talking
remembers
about
the slide burst.
slide bursts, and slide bursts are different. I don't know that other people use the language, but we have got to put death by PowerPoint to rest.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to put it away, and slide bursts are the way to do that. We'll be talking about that next week. All right, everybody. Great work, Ashley. Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Ashley.
All right.
Bye,
and
everyone.
we'll see you next week.